Hello everyone, it is Dale here, and today I'd like to do a detailed trade analysis of a trade on the Euro futures. So what you see before you, this is Euro futures 30-minute time frame. This is where the original analysis of the trade was made. Let's first cover that, and then let's go into the details, and we will talk about order flow confirmation, and about that trade, and how one of our members of our trading group was trading it. So let's first start with that level. It was this support, which was based on a volume profile setup, the trend setup. So it was a very clear level because it was based on those heavy volumes which formed within this uptrend. So basically this is the volume profile trend setup, right? Where you look for significant volume clusters within a trend, and then you trade from pullbacks to them, like in here. This was the reaction to that trade, but there were a couple of things that I'd like to talk about here. The first thing is that there was also another reason for this long level, and the member who was trading that actually noticed that, which is pretty cool. The thing is that this was a failed level from the past. As you can see in here, there was heavy volume zone. If I extend the line like this, then you can see that this failed in the past, right? The price went past that strong level. But if a level fails, it doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't strong, or that we made a wrong analysis and that this level simply wasn't there. It was there, only the buyers were too strong and they just pushed through. But the level sort of is still there, and it adds strength to our new level, which is based on those heavy volumes. So the level which we have here, this one, is based on two things basically: the volume profile setup in here, and on the fact that in the past this was a failed short level. So that's the reasoning for this support here. Now, another thing I wanted to say here is that this red candle that occurred before the level, this was actually macro news candle. It was retail sales macro news, and also the unemployment claims. Not too strong macro news, but even though it is not the strongest macro news, it caused a very, very strong and aggressive sell-off. And that means that trading this level was risky. Now, this trade wasn't taken right after the news. The price hit the level around like 13 or 15 minutes after the news got released. So it wasn't exactly when the news was released. Because if it was, there would be no point in taking the trade, but because it was after the news, it was less risky to take that long from here. Now, what our member did here was he actually had the stop loss a little bit wider, somewhere in here in this low volume area, and that's why he didn't get stopped out when the price overshot the level a bit in here, and why he moved the stop loss like this to this low volume zone instead of this place where he would normally place it. He did that because of the macro news, because of the strong sell-off, and he wanted to let the trade breathe a bit because of the increased volatility, and that eventually saved him. So that was definitely very, very good thinking here. And what I do when the market is going in a spike move like this against my level, like in here, I go to order flow and I want to see some confirmation that the level is actually going to work and that it is not risky to take the long from there. I need to see somebody big jumping in here. I need to see some sign of buyers jumping in. Otherwise, for me, it would be very risky to jump in along from here. So let me now go over to the order flow and let me show you what exactly happened here when the price reached that support zone. And this is where we go more into the details. So this is the order flow layout that I use all the charts show the place where the price hit the level. This is the long level right here on this 30-minute chart. This chart is a 5-minute chart, and the level was in here. And on this chart, the level was in here. This is again 30-minute chart, but this one is filtered. It shows only the huge orders. And on the last chart here, this is where the price hit the level. This is 1-minute chart, and this is actually where I'll stop for a bit and talk about this chart now. So let's focus on this one. This is a 1-minute chart. This is a 1-minute line chart, and below that there's cumulative delta. Essentially what the cumulative delta is telling us is the difference between aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers, right? And what I use this chart for is I look for divergences. Like usually the price and the cumulative delta move in the same direction. If price goes up, cumulative delta goes up as well, and vice versa. But in this case, there was a huge divergence. So as the price was dropping here and hitting the level, this zone, this place, look at what the cumulative delta did at the same time. Went upwards. That means that even though the price was dropping in here, buyers were actually jumping in. The price didn't essentially react to that, but buyers were jumping in. And what the price tends to do, it tends to follow delta. So if buyers start to jump in, eventually the price turns and goes upwards. And only this thing on the cumulative delta would be enough for me to jump in that long trade. Because I see that at that level from which I wanted to trade, buyers started to jump in. This is very, very good confirmation, right? Now, another confirmation was on this filtered chart. And this filtered chart only shows the huge orders of the big trading institutions. It filters out the noise of the market and only shows the huge orders. And in this case, as the price was dropping towards a level, just a tiny bit below the level, there was this huge order. One order of 119 contracts. Now, this order appeared at bid. If the price is dropping towards a support and huge order appears at bid, then it is very likely that this is a limit buy order. Because limit buy order shows at bid. And that's another very strong confirmation. Because what this is telling me is that somebody big, some big trading institution or institutional trader was waiting here at this support with his limit order. And when the price reached this support zone, he jumped in with that buy limit order and went long. Right? So that's another confirmation to go long from this level. Now, one last thing here. This is just a little bonus here. If you look to this 5-minute chart, which shows bid and asks, and also a couple of other things, notice those red lines, those red dotted lines, they show unfinished business. And price likes to test the unfinished business. And there was this sort of zone where so many of those unfinished businesses were in the past. And we can call this unfinished business cluster because there are just so many of those red dotted lines here, right? And the price likes to test them. So as the price was dropping, it tested all the unfinished business lines in that huge cluster, tested the last line, which was this one. And then if I zoom out, reversed and went upwards, but only after testing all those unfinished businesses, right? So if you are short in a trade like this, it is likely that the price will want to test all those unfinished businesses if they are stacked like this, and you can trail your position a bit according to this. All right, so that's the little extra I wanted to show you here. And let's now talk about take profit. Let me show you where our member took the take profit. Let me switch back to the 30-minute price action chart, and he just made a perfect exit because he quit the trade in here. This is where the trade entry was, this is where he went long, and this is where he exited the trade. The reasoning was that this level was support in the past, and that support turned into a resistance here when the price shot past that support. So that's why he quit the trade here. There was also another thing which I noticed. He didn't know about that, I think, but let me show you. It's back on the order flow. Let me go full screen with this filtered chart here, and let me show you. So this is the place where the price was dropping. This was the support where he went long from. So long from there. And this greenish line, that's where he took the profit. As you can see on that filtered chart right here, there was a massive order here. As the price was dropping, somebody dropped a huge order at this place. And this is telling you something, that this level is important, or was important in the past, and it is a very good idea to quit the trade here at this place, because it was significant for somebody in the past, and this could actually turn the price, especially when you combine it with what I've showed you already, with that support becoming resistance setup. All right, and here is the huge volume node. If you combine those two, it is giving you a very, very nice place to quit your long trade. All right, so that's about that detailed analysis. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you would like a little bit more detailed analysis like this one. And if you like to join us and trade with us every day, then go over to my website, which is trader-dale.com. And if you click trading course and tools, then it will take you to this page where you can browse my trading education and custom-made indicators. Right here, this is the volume profile pack, which will teach you everything about volume profile trading. This here is the order flow pack, which focuses on day trading with order flow. And the latest one, that's the VWAP pack, released just very recently. And this one focuses on trading with VWAP and anchored VWAP. If you scroll down a bit, you can purchase a combo of those packs, which means you can get all the 3 packs together in here for a massively discounted price. All right, so that's about that. Thanks for watching the video, and I will be looking forward to seeing you next time. And until then, happy trading.